Can you make gluten-free bread with only rice flour? That's the question that my subscriber Weng asked the other day. I'd never done it before, but I promised that I would try. And the result is a delicious loaf of gluten-free rice bread. It goes with sweet and savoury toppings. It's super easy to make, completely gluten-free and absolutely delicious. I'm going to show you exactly how it's done. Let's go. The first thing you need to do is put 300 milliliters of water in a bowl. Then add 7 grams of dried yeast and sprinkle this with a little bit of sugar, about half a teaspoon, and then let this stand for about 10 minutes until the yeast is activated. So after about 10 minutes, you will see the yeast will start bubbling. That means it's activated. So next you need to add 10 grams of olive oil and then add 200 grams of rice flour, 50 grams of cornflour or cornstarch if you are American, 20 grams of psyllium husk powder, and finally 5 grams of salt. And now just grab a spatula and give all this a good mix. Okay, and as you can see, this comes together very nicely. When it's all well mixed, grab a cake tin. Make sure you've lined it with non-stick baking paper, otherwise you'll have a big mess. Trust me on this one. And put your bread dough inside the cake tin. It's going to slide in there very easily, as you can see. Now make sure you push it in nicely and evenly into the cake tin. And that's it. You now need to let this rise. Depending on the temperature and the humidity level of where you are, it's going to take between 1 and 2 hours to rise. Just make sure that it rises beautifully. So there you go. After 1 to 2 hours, this is what your loaf of bread looks like. It's risen really pretty nicely. And I have preheated the oven at 200 degrees Celsius. And I'm going to put this in the oven for 35 minutes. 35 minutes, 200 degrees Celsius. Let's go. After 35 minutes, take the bread out of the oven and take the bread out of the cake tin. So just grab the non-stick baking paper, please be careful not to burn yourself, and gently lift it out of the cake tin. And then simply pull down the non-stick baking paper. Look at the bread, it looks nice and it smells delicious. Now what you're going to do is pop it back into the oven at 200 degrees still for a further 15 minutes. This is just going to end the baking and also make it crispy all around. So after another 15 minutes, there you go. Our bread is ready. I'll take it off the non-stick baking paper onto a cooling rack and I'm going to let it cool down thoroughly before slicing it. What I can tell you is it smells absolutely delicious and it's making me really hungry. And there you go, time to cut the bread and see what it tastes like. Look at this. I like the look of it, don't you? It's nice and crusty on the outside, nice and moist on the inside. I can't wait to taste it. Now, as usual, it's tasting time. First, I'm going to taste it plain. It's delicious. I like starting off with tasting it plain because it gives me a good idea of what the bread actually tastes like. And honestly, it's super nice and crispy, especially. I think it's because rice flour gives a little bit of a crunch. I'm not quite sure why, but it's not the first time I've noticed it. So it's really nice and moist inside but it's got a crispiness to it. I can't quite explain. It's delicious. It's really, really tasty. And of course, you can put whatever you want on this bread. So I've got a bit of a sweet craving right now. So I've just put some strawberry jam on it. You could put a little butter underneath the strawberry jam or some almond butter. I just like it plain. I just like the strawberry jam, just like that. Let's go. That's just super, super nice. You could, of course, also have it with a savoury topping. Like here, I've got a little Parma ham and some tomatoes, cherry tomatoes. That would work absolutely fine. You could put anything really. Just use it as ordinary bread. It freezes really well as well. Either you can freeze the whole loaf or you can slice it and freeze the slices, then take a slice out of the freezer as you go along. If you're the only one in your house eating gluten-free, you might do that. That's generally what I do. I created this bread recipe following the request from one of my viewers, Weng from the Philippines. She said, as far as gluten-free flours go, they basically only have rice flour and corn flour. And she asked me, is there a way that we can make gluten-free bread with just rice flour and maybe a little bit of corn flour as well? So I went ahead, I put my thinking cap on, and I came up with this recipe. And the reason I'm telling you this is, please don't hesitate to ask me. If you have a special request, I can't always come up with a recipe, but I will certainly do my very best. I'll create a recipe and a video for you, and I'm sure it will be helpful to loads of other people on the internet. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you want a free and easy way to support my work. Share the video with someone who would need it. And YouTube is getting really good at recommending the video that you are most likely to want to go and watch next. So I suggest you just go and watch it right now. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.